Your own organization came out with a widely read, drooled over innovation report that really indicted your own organization for a lot of the attitudinal changes that really hadn't taken place and really needed to take place before you could leap into the next century. How do you feel you're doing on addressing some of those concerns, and maybe you can talk a little bit about just what you've done.
First off, this report, can you all hear me? Is this connected? Okay. First off, lesson number one, leadership lesson, if you're sitting in a newsroom, for those of you who are students who'll end up sitting in a newsroom, always assume that every report, always assume will be leaked. I remember being in a room when the report came out and we all read it and we said, so we can't let this get out, right? This is not going to get out, right? I think by the time we left the meeting, it was already out. There were some very specific recommendations, all of which I did, to be honest. It was a great blueprint for, I don't know if you know the story, I became executive editor very suddenly. And it was a great blueprint for the first few months as executive editor. We did all of them. Some we went farther. It recommended setting up an audience development system. Well, I built a department and I put a masthead editor over it. It recommended working more closely with the business side. I appointed an outside editor who could not only report to me, but report to the business side. But the most important thing it did, I thought, it inspired me. Newspaper editors for generations have run their big stories, but then let the business side and their publishers decide their fates. And I came away from that report saying, this is a blueprint for how the New York Times newsroom could take its fate in its own hands. And it was a big attitudinal change. It was like, I'm not waiting for anybody to help us out. I am going to work with my newsroom to lead us to the next step. I'm just not going to wait. And that was the biggest change.